Good morning. We are in Canterbury Park, but before we actually get into the neighbourhood, we have to go downtown and run a couple of errands. So we'll be right back. Okay, the first port of call on this errand is to call in at the Liquor Mart on the corner of Hargrave and Notre Dame. They have the beer I'm looking for.
You guys need any help? Are you okay?
We're good, thank you. Yeah, this is the one. And the last chore I've got to do while I'm downtown is, of all things, get a cigar. Now, where on earth do you get a cigar when you're downtown? Well, my research tells me we've got to go to Thomas Hines Tobacconist. Our errands downtown are complete. So now we're in Canterbury Park, and I think this is the first neighbourhood I've done in Transcona. And Transcona has a bit of a name for itself, but we could probably use other neighbourhoods to get into all that. So, why did we buy Kingfisher beer and a cigar? Well, all will be revealed shortly. Well, it turns out in the neighbourhood of Canterbury Park that I actually know somebody. So let's go visit. And this is a wonderful meal they prepared for us. Thanks, Pritpal.
Thank you, sir, for coming to our house.
Well, that was very pleasant. Chapatis, kidney beans, rice, all sorts of stuff. So thank you, Pritpal, and your wife for hosting us there. All right, let's go to the park, and I can sort of enjoy one of the beers that I bought downtown earlier. George Olive was the mayor of Transcona when it wasn't connected to Winnipeg. And you know, I'm not a big fan of naming parks after politicians, so I actually prefer the unofficial name of this park, which is Duck Pond Park. It was actually an industrial waste dumping ground. So you would bring your clinker and your slag and I don't know what are the runoff stuff you'd have in the fur trade, and horses would bring wagons full of that stuff and dump it here, and then the horses would drink out of this pond. So I have no idea what kind of toxic waste was leaching into this pond, but I guess the horses liked it. Anyway, it turned it into a nature reserve in the late 90s, and here we are walking around it today. Alright, so I asked Pritpal if he minded me having a drink in his house, and he said, please don't have a drink in my house. So we're going to have one on this bench instead. Which is why I bought the Kingfisher.
It's an Indian beer.
India's #1 premium beer.
Yeah, even though it's bottled in Britain.
Oh yeah, don't tell anybody. And thankfully I bought my bottle opener. So cheers Pritpal and family, thank you very much. Let's enjoy this on a wonderful sunny day. Cheers. You want one?
No, thank you.
Oh, lovely. Well, as you probably know by now, I am not a big supporter of naming parks after politicians. But I do make one exception, and that's this one. Sir Winston Churchill Park. And that conveniently brings us to the purchase from my second errand downtown, which is my cigar. Alright, let's see. I remembered the lighter. I remembered the cigar. I thought I forgot it for a second there. Oh, object of desire. Oh no! Okay, so this is a Romeo e Giulietta tuber #2, and it's the brand that Winston Churchill would smoke. So to honour him, we're partaking in a Romeo e Giulietta cigar. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. Well, Winston Churchill, that's disgusting. Thankfully it was the cheap one. Want some?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a path.
Like that?
Well, draw it in. Right, you got to, yeah, suck inwards.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
Oh
Alright.
my god.
That was fun.
Alright.
Disgusting. That was fun. I got a funny kind of smoky burny aftertaste on my tongue. What about yours?
The back of my mouth, because I inhaled the entire thing, so the back of my mouth kind of tastes like a cigar, but
Yeah.
The rest of my mouth is fine.
So there we go. So thank you, Winston Churchill. Awesome. And there is really only, thinking of politicians and parks, there's only one other park that I would go to if it was named after a politician, and that's Margaret Thatcher. Well, that was very nice. Thank you, Canterbury Park, for such a nice walk today. And thank you to Pritpal and his family for hosting us. And thank you, Sir Winston Churchill, for inspiring us to partake in your cigars. Lovely day.